Imagine if the leader of the Proud Boys was talking about you.
Scary.
Let's do a small one real quick. Gavin Mcinnes. Gavin, leader of the Proud Boys, creator of the Proud Boys. Remember, he never stepped down. This is so shocking to me. You know, you read all these articles everywhere. They're like, Gavin Mcinnes, though, he stepped down years ago. He didn't step down. He even put out a video, goes, I didn't step down. I just said I did, you idiots, to try to get those boys free from the Chicago City, or whatever it was called. I can't believe he would say that. And furthermore, I can't believe that we know the story better than the New York Times, the Washington Post, CNN. I mean, really, it's so crazy. You would think the news organizations would know what's going on. They don't. And Gavin is free. Gavin is freely living. It's very strange. It's almost like, is the FBI waiting till he does something bigger? I've seen Sons of Anarchy. I kind of understand how things work. But, you know, when Gavin created the Proud Boys, before the Proud Boys even became political, it was a club that Gavin created, and the Proud Boys was just what he was calling his fan base for those first few weeks. I mean, it really wasn't a political thing. Before it even got political, I said, Gavin, this is like, are you doing a documentary? You know, I thought Gavin was like a smart guy who he would always say to me, you know, I don't suffer fools. What is that fucking phrase? He hated fools. He hated idiots. I thought he was like me, where even if it's your biggest fan, if the biggest fan is acting, you say sayonara. But when the Proud Boys started, I watched Gavin befriend and actually hang out with some of the biggest I've ever seen. And I couldn't believe it. I said, what's going on here? You know, is this like a bit that you're doing? Are you like writing a piece on the susceptibleness of people becoming super fans and how easily they'll follow somebody off of a cliff? No, Mike, I'm not. These are my friends. And he would hang out with guys that, like, literally, you know.
He hung out with guys?
Yeah. And they'd go on boats together, and they'd hang. And so we started making fun of the Proud Boys. You'd go into the Proud Boys group on Facebook, and it was all these boys relating to each other, all these white trash guys, and they'd be sharing their feelings with each. So we initially started making fun of them because it was. And then it started getting real skinhead-like, cultish, Nazi-like, KKK-style looking group. And I knew Gavin wasn't doing that on purpose. And so I said to him, I go, everyone's going to think this is like a Nazi thing. They're going to think this is like, you know, it's not good. He goes, I don't give a fuck what people think. I go, okay. And then he said I was dead to him. Remember that? If I ever see him again, it'll be like a floating Guinness at a bar. I won't even be able to see him. So
he took it personally.
He took it very personally. But, you know, more importantly, he pretended that I didn't exist, right? He didn't hear any of it. Today, we get a clip, or yesterday, we get a clip sent to us of Gavin Mcinnes talking about us, the leader of the Imagine if the leader of the Proud Boys was talking about you.
Scary.
You know, what's worse?
How personally?
So I've been chased by bees all week, and then the leader of the Proud Boys is doing a 3-minute segment about me. Would you like to see what Gavin has to say about me after all these years? Let's bring up the clip. This is very exciting. Some of you have seen this. Gavin is sitting with Ryan Katsu Yamagashi. Remember Ryan? Ryan is that Asian guy. You're nothing, you're nothing, you're nothing. It turns out, remember when he had that whole abuse scam that we covered?
Great. We solved a mystery,
remember? But we used to like Ryan. So Ryan was one of Gavin's fans, and he actually called in when I filled in for Gavin Mcinnes on Compound Media. Ryan called in as Bill Burr after I was making fun of Bill Burr's black wife. And he goes, dude, what are you making fun of my wife? I mean, it really sounded like Bill Burr, and that's where we started to like Ryan. We included him in the show. He was on the show a few times. And then with this whole falling out with Anthony Cumia. You know, remember when they tried to give me strikes and censor me and tell me not to talk about certain comedians on the Free Speech Network? Remember that? And then remember when I quit Compound, but they were too ashamed, so they said they fired me. Remember that? Well, Ryan Katsu Yamagashi, he still hung around Compound, and it was a big conflict of interest. And he wanted to be friends with Compound, but he also wanted to be friends with Redbar. And then Ryan went away. He chose Compound. He thought that would be the bigger meal ticket. He chose Gavin. He chose the Proud Boys. Now Ryan is on the no-fly list. And he's basically labeled as a terrorist in Canada, big state, big country. Let's see what happened with Ryan and Gavin. Now, Ryan is Gavin's right-hand man. He's his assistant, but Ryan can't go anywhere else anymore. Ryan's life has been destroyed by Gavin. He followed Gavin because he liked Gavin's comedy. Ryan just wanted to hang out with people he thought were entertaining. Ryan did not want to become part of a Canadian labeled terrorist organization known as the Proud Boys. He had faith in this group. It's just a drinking club. And I remember when Ryan became a Proud Boy, I was so sickened by it. And he posted this. He goes, "I finally found my tribe."
Ooh.
And this is how the Proud Boys actually started. It was a bunch of losers with no friends who finally got friends. And for the first time in their life, they were at a party. They got to hang out with more than just one other nerd. And it was exhilarating. They were drinking, they were partying, they were laughing, just like the normal kids did that they always thought would never be possible for them. And Ryan posted, "I've found my tribe." He just wanted friends. And now his life, his whole name, his permanent record has been destroyed by Gavin Mcinnes' stupidity. Would you like to see what Gavin had to say about Redbar? It's amazing. Let's watch this clip. And this was found, you remember, he's on censored.tv. Nobody could get to this page. Nobody could get video of this. But somebody did. This was Scotty Shovels. He says, Gavin and Ryan talk about Redbar. Credit to Adam Gleich for the scoop update. There's a brief part 2 added in the comments. Let's see.
How is it? I saw Enrique still going strong.
Enrique, that's
tweeting away like nothing.
Hold on, that's the fake leader of the
Nothing
Proud.
happened.
Yeah, so I guess they found out that Enrique Terrio guy was an FBI informant. I don't know if we ever covered that on the show.
Look at Gavin.
But I guess Gavin's pissed about that.
You know, it's really nice to see that his shelving unit is holding up here. Beautiful shelving unit. I like I said, I thought that'd be peeling by now. The white. Here's Gavin again, looking real confident here. The head's still good, though. The head's still good, though. Doesn't look too happy. Let's see what he says. And they're talking about Enrique. He's this fake. They did this. They elected a fake Proud Boys leader, right? And it turned out he was an FBI informant, okay? And Gavin is mad because of loyalty, okay? Remember, Sons of Anarchy was a fictional show. This is almost the same fucking shit. Let's see what happens. Look at his face.
So grouchy.
And watch this.
How is it? I saw Enrique still going strong, tweeting away like nothing happened.
Yeah, I spoke to him.
When did you talk to him?
I think Valentine's Day or the day before.
Oh. What did you guys talk about?
So Gavin, look at Gavin. He goes, "You talked to the FBI informant, Enrique, whatever, the fake Enrique Ontario."
Sure, yes, I like that.
And so Gavin is now shocked that Ryan, his right-hand man, would go and talk to the FBI informant. And he's disgusted. Watch this.
Still going strong, tweeting away like nothing happened.
Yeah, I spoke to him.
When did you talk to him?
I think Valentine's Day or the day before.
What did you guys talk about?
No, he was just like, "Hey, man, your favorite FBI agent." That's actually good, Enrique. And I was like, "Yeah, I still love you. I don't know what
Why?
this adult shit is."
You have no backbone.
Wow.
What do you mean?
And that is true. It's like, dude, the leader of your bullshit terrorist gang was outed as an FBI informant, throwing all of you under the bus. And Ryan is talking to him, saying, "I still love you." Yeah, I'd be mad too, as the real leader of the gang, Gavin. So Gavin's going, what's wrong with you? Like, are you... And then he brings up me. Watch this.
I don't know what
Why?
This adult shit is.
You have no backbone.
What do you mean?
Like with that Redbar thing.
What?
At Compound, you just totally folded and fucked over Keith and Anthony.
That's not true.
Whoa! I thought you didn't even know about any of this. I thought you were the leader of the Proud Boys. Don't you have bigger things to remember? That Redbar thing. I fucked over Keith and Anthony.
What? This is the first
By
time
how?
I've heard of
Making
this.
fun of Joe Matarese? Making fun of the scars on Kumia's face? Making fun of Keith's boat? How
the
did I...
best part about the Keith and Anthony compound thing is we're learning about new things we did to them every year.
They're so bent up about this, like bent out of shape about this. You're going, all we did was make fun of them ruthlessly and call them schemers and call their advertisers junk companies. This hurt their feelings so bad. You know, Kumia had made a comment a few months ago, or 6 months ago, saying, there is only one person that I hate more than anyone. And he was talking about me. Out of all the people that have come and gone through his 75 years of life, I'm his most hated.
There's something about you that just gets under people's skin like I've never seen.
And Gavin, too, you would go, with everything that's gone on with Gavin and the Liberals and the Proud Boys and all this, to even remember me through all this. How am I able to bother people this much? Me, I'm just making fun of them. It'd be different if I was going ahead and doing some sneaky deaky stuff, getting them canceled or doing something like that. All I do is anything that I've done, you've seen me do on this show. Why is it so easy for me to take down these icons? And that's why I go, you know, Joe Rogan is not, it's not that far out of the picture. Anthony Cumia, Gavin Mcinnes. You know, these guys were giant personalities at one point in time. This is the creator of not only the Proud Boys, but Vice magazine. Anthony Cumia was the co-host of the second largest radio show New York City has ever seen, the Opie and Anthony show, second to Howard Stern. I shouldn't be able to get under their skin. They shouldn't be remembering me as the worst part of their life. Let's hear this. Wait till you hear these babies.
This adult shit is...
You have no backbone.
This is great, by the way.
Like with that Redbar thing at Compound, you just totally folded and fucked over Keith and Anthony.
That's not true.
Because you didn't want to rock the boat with Redbar.
What do you mean fucked them over?
You kept hanging out with Redbar after Redbar had fucked over Keith and Anthony.
Wow. And look at his face. I mean, this is boom, 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 boom.
That is a mad dad.
Cry baby. If you ever see me make a face like this, cancel Scars Club. I'm crying. You hung out with them after they fucked. And by the way, he can't say after they made fun of Anthony and Keith because that sounds completely gay. So you got to say fucked over. Fucked over, by the way, is code for making fun of. And if I did fuck them over by that, yikes.
That's weak,
how weak are these guys that they could get fucked over by my words? And look at his posture here. You hung out with him after he fucked over Anthony Cumia. I'm like 3 years old. These guys are in their 50s. I shouldn't be able to fuck them over by teasing.
On their show, but I never said anything disparaging about anything. Yeah, no, I hung out.
Why did you go on their show?
Because he was like, listen, we're not going to talk about it. Listen,
this is
I'm not going to crap on them while you're on the show.
So, but why would you go on the show? You just showed disloyalty.
I guess if they really need it, these are grown adults. That would they be?
That's not what loyalty.
Thank you, Ryan. I bet you Ryan's been hearing me a little here and there this whole time. Ryan knows I was right all along. His life is ruined. He's got nowhere else to go but here. So he probably kind of has had enough with their loyalty speech and all this bullshit. You know what? Because when this all ends and it's coming to a close, you think Gavin's going to be there for Ryan when they put him in the internment camp for being part of this whole thing? He knows.
Is he just doing an impression of you?
Yeah. You want to hear that again? Yeah, let's hear that again. People like that one.
Yeah. I still love you. I don't know
why
this adult shit is.
You have no backbone.
What do you mean?
Like with that Redbar thing at Compound, you just totally folded and fucked over Keith and Anthony.
That's not true.
Because you didn't want to rock the boat with Redbar.
What do you mean fucked them over?
You kept hanging out with Redbar after Redbar had fucked over Keith and Anthony.
I was on their show, but I never said anything disparaging about anything. Yeah, no, I hung out.
Why did you go on their show?
Because he was like, listen, we're not going to talk about it. Listen, I'm not going to crap on them while you're on the show.
So, but why would you go on the show? You just showed disloyalty.
People love that.
Here. I guess if they really need it, these are grown adults. That would they be?
That's not what loyalty's about. They don't need you.
Louis J. Gomez went on Redbar. I mean, other, you know, that's just adults going on. But
you were
shows.
trying to work at Compound. You're trying to be part of the Compound family.
I was still, yeah.
So but before, you fucked over your family because you have no backbone.
No, you're getting the timeline.
You fucked over your family by going on Redbar after I hated Kumia. This is really what's coming up.
You have to be family with Kumia in order to work there? That sucks.
Why is the leader of the Proud Boys thinking about this? Do you see how bizarre this is? Barack Obama might be thinking about me too. I don't know what's going on. Never in a million years did I think this would happen. Let's hear some more.
Oh, fucked up. And you got them on the network in the first place. So it was
that was before they had fucked over anyone.
Yet again, it was a slow roll. So first they made fun of Mike Fenoya, which is funny because we didn't like him. Nobody liked Mike Fenoya, so he wasn't part of the family.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
He stunk, and everybody knew it.
So they're talking about my first instance of fucking over the family. I didn't know they referred to it like that. Was they had on this loser Mike Fenoya, and there was no way that I was going to work on the same network as this loser. By the way, people go, who's Mike Fenoya? Where's Mike? Exactly.
Hey, what's up, YouTube?
Couldn't cut it. He doesn't
Fenoya,
exist anymore as a person. So Mike Fenoya was on there, and that's that guy who goes, we've got everything on this show. Beer, burgers, video games. And we made fun of them. Remember, on their own network, we made fun of them. They were very insulted by this. So Gavin's going, yeah, he went after Mike Fenoya. And Ryan's sticking up for me going, yeah, well, Mike Fenoya sucked. You know, you guys should be the one doing this, not the brand new hire Redbar. You know, I was the only one doing the free speech on that network.
I always am trying to find that clip of you.
And by the way, this is the Free Speech Network. The Free Speech Network, remember.
Yes.
Gavin's whole mission, right, is free speech. Well, I'm doing free speech. It's not being supported.
For your family because you have no backbone.
No, you're getting the timeline all fucked up. And you got them on the network in the first place. So it was
that was before they had fucked over anyone.
Yet again, it was a slow roll. So first they made fun of Mike Fenoya, which is funny because we didn't like him. Nobody liked Mike Fenoya, so he wasn't part of the family.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Stunk, and everybody knew it.
Whoa!
Yeah, but you don't make fun of someone when they're on your network.
Whoa, you don't? Says you.
Don't make fun of someone when they're on your network?
Wow.
I mean, come on. That is
I didn't know those were the rules. I was told it was free speech. Anything goes. That's why you created your own network, remember?
This is a lot of strictness.
This is very strict for such a free speechery place.
You don't make fun of someone.
And here's Ryan. At least Ryan finally... See, Ryan knows he's sick of this shit. He's sick of these fucking guys and their lies. You know, I can't make fun of Mike Fenoya. You know, why?
He liked Mike Fenoya, so he wasn't part of the family.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
He stunk, and everybody knew it.
Yeah, but you don't make fun of someone when they're on your network. They're part of your family.
Okay, I mean...
It's called not having character, not having any sense of
maybe it was a
team.
It was a hazing thing, but he was the new guy, and his show was underwhelming. And anybody that I talked to on the network was just like, yeah,
privately, but that's not the problem. The problem.
Wow, look at that! Everybody I talked to on the network hated him too, and Gavin goes, "Yeah, privately we did, but." So you think things privately, but you say otherwise on the air to the fans that give you the money, all the while they think you're giving it to them straight. And then I call you liars, and I'm wrong? Yeah, they expose themselves.
You totally fucked over Keith's advertisers
before
and they damaged the brand, and you kept hanging out with
They fucked over Keith's advertisers and damaged the brand. Nope. We called out one of the companies they were advertising was a company called Deep Discount DVD. They were selling, get this, DVDs to their audience. And this was just 3-4 years ago. They were selling DVDs.
DVDs didn't exist anymore.
First of all,
else.
There is no reason to sell a DVD. That, to me, is a scam in itself. But we were sent a link to deep discount DVDs, Better Business Bureau rating, and it was abysmal. And then we looked, and we found 8,000 comments saying this company's a scam. I never got my DVDs. I mean, it was comment after comment. About 8,000.
Reported on it.
And I said to Anthony, I go, how could you? And I thought Anthony, when he saw this, this is when I thought Anthony Cumia was cool. I go, oh, when Anthony sees that deep discounts a scam, he'll just drop them. So we brought it up to them, and they didn't care. Anthony Cumia went on a show and said he didn't care. He didn't care if the company was a scam. They were paying him, and he was going to keep advertising it, and he wants you to keep buying it and use his offer code, even though it's been brought to his attention that the company he's advertising for is a scam. I'm not very cool with that. I'm not going to be part of a scam, so I exposed that Deep Discount was a scam while on their network. And after, I think. And he wanted that to be covered up, and Cumia wanted it to be covered up, and now I'm fucking them over. But they were fucking over the fans. They were fucking over their own fans. I was the only one who called it out, and now I'm the bad guy.
Also, I didn't know.
Isn't that insane?
Damaged Compound Media's brand.
We damaged their brand.
That rules.
Interesting. Let's hear some more.
He was.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Stunk, and everybody knew it.
Yeah, but you don't make fun of someone when they're on your network. They're part of your family.
Okay, I mean,
it's called not having character, not having any sense of.
Maybe it was a
team.
And look at his body
language.
But he was the new guy, and his show was underwhelming. And anybody that I talked to on the network was just like, yeah,
privately. But that's not the problem. The problem was
it's not like
he
I
totally fucked over Keith's advertisers
before
and they damaged the brand, and you kept hanging out with them and appearing on the show because you didn't want to rock the boat.
You're getting the timeline.
That's why Keith didn't want to hire you.
You're getting the timeline
because he didn't trust you after that. They never.
By the way, Keith is fired. He blew it. He couldn't do the job, and now he rents boats. Okay, in New Jersey. He rents out boats. You're defending a man that doesn't even work in this industry anymore. He's a boat broker.
Never forgave you for that.
His feelings.
That's why I wasn't allowed to bring you to Anthony's house.
Listen,
wait, the problem was
I never. It's not like I
totally fucked over Keith's advertisers
before
and they damaged the brand, and you kept hanging out with them and appearing on the show because you didn't want to rock the boat.
You're getting the timeline.
That's why Keith didn't want to hire you.
You're getting the timeline
because he didn't trust you after that. They never forgave you for that.
His feelings.
That's why I wasn't.
They never forgave you for that. For coming on my show maybe once after we started making fun of them. They never forgave you for that.
I wasn't allowed to bring you to Anthony's house.
That's why I wasn't allowed to bring you to Anthony's house. That's how much power I wield.
I've been to Anthony's house since. What are you talking about?
I know, but initially after that, it was like, don't bring that Ryan guy. He stabbed us in the back.
Why would you bring me?
That's what Keith said.
We weren't close enough for you to bring me anywhere.
Cumia's house
You
has
and
an
I at the time, like, we didn't-
guest list where it's everyone who's been a guest on Redbar. And
Yes,
they're not
exactly.
allowed to enter.
Oh, no, only retards and racists, Manta.
It wasn't like you brought me places.
Yeah, I could have brought you to that.
I've been to Pat's house. I mean, Pat brought me to Anthony's house. I've been to Anthony's house.
Yeah, after they got over it, the dust settled, I guess.
I don't
Look
think
at
that
this
was
one guy in the chat. He just goes, Mike, do a ad. No. Everyone make fun of him for the rest of the show.
as big of a deal as you thought it was. Because
okay, I guess Keith was lying to me.
Well, I mean,
Well, look at this.
I don't think he
Look
was
at this
lying.
behavior.
Oh,
I ejected myself from that situation before it got real bad when they were attacking
no,
Anthony and
you
stuff.
didn't get out in time.
Well,
I
that's,
remember it well.
Wow.
well, that's according to them.
You remember it well as he looks down and picks his fingers.
There's another clip in the comments.
Yeah, let's see this one. They go on. This is unbelievable to me. Again, it's like with Piranha, the leader of the Proud. I mean, I never asked for this.
And we didn't know any of this was happening, by
No.
the way. We didn't know there was tons of behind-the-scenes worry about deep discount.
Look
Because
at
when
this
they
guy.
came on the show, they would be like, so ridiculous.
Look at this guy. I think you got bigger things to worry about than Mike. Let's see this second clip. The argument meanders a bit as they circle back to Redbar briefly. Here is part 2. Okay, hold on. We got to do the stop, pause, on mute, expand, pause, on mute. Oh, look at that. It only made me do the dance one time around. Here we go. Let's hear the second part. Gavin does not look too happy.
I think you're just making shit up at this part. I think you got this mountain of you're just connecting dots that just to get this image, but it doesn't make sense to me when I'm hearing it.
Are you friends with your friend's ex-girlfriend?
No. In the Redbar, no. I don't even know a situation where that would even
Gavin
kind of come. I don't even talk to my
your
friend's
problem, Ryan, though,
girlfriend.
is you can't learn. So you could walk into a wall, and I'd say, I told you that wall was there, and you go, no, I didn't really walk into the wall. I was just going near the wall, and I kind of touched it with my nose.
Very weird comment from somebody about not learning. I mean, again, this is the leader of the Proud Boys. Your problem is that you cannot learn. You never learn your lesson. Gavin, you're like probably a year out from doing the rest of your life in jail. And not just any jail, like a Guantanamo Bay style terrorist jail where they could do anything they want to you without a trial. You know. How do you even sleep? Seriously, and even if he didn't do nothing, the walls are closing in. And believe me, this will be the outcome. The outcome is he will be in jail, or he will lose everything at the very least. It's just going to happen.
And Gavin considers you an ex-girlfriend of his?
Wow.
You
I
broke his
don't
heart.
understand what I did to this guy. Like, out of all the people that he fights with, out of all the liberal leadership that he's had these big wars with, could it have been that I got it right? Little old me. You know, I think he knows. I think he knows that what I said to him could have prevented, I mean, it could have changed his whole life if he would have listened to me. You know, and he's a ruined man. I mean, you can't even type in his website in Instagram DMs. They've blocked it. Imagine if literally the heads of every social media platform personally banned you and all your friends. Personally. Like, imagine if Zuckerberg and the fucking guy from Twitter were actually talking about you in meetings all the time.
They had to decide.
Imagine if you were in the news every day. And it all could have been prevented if you would have listened to Redbar. So, yeah, I bet you probably... But why would you hold a grudge against me? Why wouldn't you just be like, damn, this guy, like, I should probably, like, listen to him more often? It's because you're hard-headed. It's the same thing like Owen did. It's like you're so hard-headed. You keep going. You got so much pride, boy, that you just can't say I was wrong and these guys are all idiots and you're so afraid of them. Well, you got to be afraid of them. They'd eat you alive. They don't understand learning from your mistakes and changing. They call that flip-flopping your audience. If you decided that the Proud Boys wasn't a good idea, they'd probably murder you. They were so stupid. Well, that's what happens when you hang out with freaks and stupid people. Every day will be All Hallows Eve.
So you could never take any information into your head.
Maybe you're right.
You're never wrong.
I mean, but I know what I mean, I know my past is misconstrued by you. That's what I know that.
No, the Redbar thing was crystal clear. Keith made it very clear.
From the outside, I mean,
and you did nothing wrong. You were awesome.
As a person,
I even remember you confessing.
As a person whose innocence exists in the nuance of context, and like, I said this. Technically, you said I hate, but it was in a greater context. Like when you look at any of my appearances on that show, I refused to talk shit about anybody.
And you shouldn't have appeared on the show.
I set the record straight. No, not appearing on a show. That's like saying Cornell shouldn't have been on your show because you're a Nazi man or something. You know what I mean? Like the optics.
No. If Cornell,
his optics and
if
yours
I
were
had fucked
identical.
over Cornell's friends, then no, Cornell should not have been on my show.
Cornell West.
But what if he just... Well, actually, you do talk shit about his friends, all of his liberal friends.
Never in my life did I think I'd be in the same sentence as Cornell West, right?
Same
What is
guy.
You know what I think?
You're a whiny little bitch.
Gavin Mcinnes is the opposite Bill Maher. He's like a bizarro Bill Maher. You know?
totally different. You're talking about an entire philosophy.
This is before,
I'm talking about one company, one brand, one family.
This is before he messed with Deep Discount.
One company, one
and
brand,
it was a series.
No,
family.
you hung out on that show after the Deep Discount diss. And you told me that you felt bad about it.
Oh, it was just
and
a
you
diss?
told me
I thought
that you just didn't want to rock the boat.
It was just a diss. The Deep Discount diss.
Fuck, man.
You mean exposing a very bad company? Something that you should have been doing, by the way, Mr. Free Speech, Mr. Vice Magazine. That was your duty. I did your and Anthony's work for you because you turned into liars and cons and lazy hosts.
And it was a series.
No, you hung out on that show after the Deep Discount diss. And you told me that you felt bad about it, and you told me that you just didn't want to rock the boat. So one of my main sources for all this is you. You told me you chickened out.
That also is true, but listen. I did my like the best I could to try to like be an ambassador for Compound Media and like
ambassador. Do you even believe the shit that you say?
No, I mean I wasn't sitting there like
What were you gonna do? Broker a deal? You're going to become friends again?
It was giving a voice to the people at Compound Media. In some respect.
Giving a voice?
In some respect, it was like, all right, well, this is the guy from Compound.
It was a divorce. It was over. When a couple gets divorced, you don't have to hang out with the ex-wife to give the ex-husband a voice or be an ambassador.
Wow.
The divorce was set in stone.
You're his wife.
Roger Stone, another great guy. Gavin Mcinnes.
Feels divorced from you.
Divorce. I'm so sorry, Gavin. So sorry. Very cool. I hope I don't have another, every day I look out my window. Well, when I lived in Chicago, I'd see the line of people miles long with those tiki torches. Mm-hmm. You'd hear that all night, and you just hope they can't get up to the 4th floor. I hope they don't find me this time. Hopefully they don't find me this time. And you know what? All in all, those Proud Boys must not be so bad because I'm still alive. Yikes. I thought that was great. Thank you for digging that up for us.
Flat broke. Gino ain't got no money. Flat broke. He's always looking so damn crummy. Flat broke Gino. Ain't nobody think he's funny. He can't move